to me are the two most badass trucks money can buy, the Ram TRX and the Ford Raptor R. It's ridiculous we live in a world where cars like the GT500 and Hellcat exist, but it's even more insane that both these companies have decided to stick their gnarliest powertrain inside of a truck. And today, we're gonna drag race them. Now, Throttle House did an amazing video comparing both of these, but a big difference is this car comes standard with 37s and the TRX comes standard with 35s. That tire difference results in slower acceleration for the Raptor compared to this, but today we've got two vehicles on 37s. The TRX is powered by the Hellcat engine. Yes, that's right, 702 horsepower inside of a truck. 6.2 liter supercharged V8 also makes 650 pound-feet of torque. Now, despite being extremely heavy, this thing weighs 6,450 pounds, it can still do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. How ridiculous is that for a truck? If we rewind just 20 years ago, the pinnacle of automotive performance, the Carrera GT hypercar does the same 0 to 60 as this truck. Now, the rivalry is pretty funny between the Ram and the Raptor R. They've got this hidden little Easter egg underneath this cover. You take that off, and it actually has a logo of a T-Rex dinosaur eating a Raptor. Well, Ford has responded, and they've decided to up the ante a bit with a massive V8. The Raptor R finally has a V8 again, and they've taken the motor from the Shelby GT500, which is a 5.2 liter supercharged V8, making 700 horsepower and 640 pound-feet of torque. I like the fact that despite this coming out well after the TRX, Ford could have taken a direct stab and made this 703 horsepower and 651 pound-feet of torque to be just one better than this. They didn't up the power and actually has slightly less. That being said, this weighs 500 pounds less than the TRX. Now, let's talk about the tires real quick. As I said, this comes standard on 37s, this comes standard on 35s. The reason that makes a difference for you engineering nerds out there, you'll know that torque equals RF sine theta, where R is the radius, F is the force applied, and theta is the angle. If you increase the radius of the tires, then the force applied is going to be less. And if you know that F equals ma, force equals mass times acceleration, having less force means less acceleration. You've also got slightly more mass with the bigger tires. That being said, I think it's time to listen to what these things sound like and have a race. Another key difference between the Raptor R and the TRX, and I actually don't understand this one, is that the Raptor R doesn't have launch control. So the best way to launch it, thanks to our friends at Motor Trend, they did a full test figuring out every single way to launch this as optimally as possible. Obviously, fire up that massive V8. You put it into sport mode using this little toggle to the left. And then you'd think typically when you accelerate in cars that don't have launch control, or just cars in general, you floor the brake all the way down, right? And then you floor the gas, and then you let go of the brake. Well, to save the brakes on the Raptor R, it doesn't allow you to do that. If it sees both pedals down, it won't let you accelerate. So you can turn on auto brake hold, where if you mash the brake pedal all the way down, it will hold the car in place. You release the brake, it's still stationary, mash the gas, and it takes off 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. This car, however, has a crazy launch control. Get a load of this. The TRX has a crazy launch control system. So it actually has a button located right of the steering wheel labeled launch. That'll put it into launch control easily. But if you click the TRX button ahead of the launch control, right above, you can actually customize the RPM in which it launches at. All right, so we are in the Raptor R now, about to race the TRX. I'm gonna floor the brake all the way. You can see it's got the little hold button right there. And then all I have to do is mash the gas. We're in sport mode, which you change the driving modes via this toggle here. And then we're good to go. One, two, three, go. One, two, three, go. 2, 3, go! So I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty crazy outcome, and it seems like with the same tires and wheel size, the Raptor R has the teeniest bit of an advantage. One of the races, the Ram jumped, but when we saw from the dig before, when one was on 35s and one was on 37s, the TRX was faster, but when they're both on the same diameter tires, it looks like the Raptor R takes the cake. So to finish off this video, we're gonna do an exhaust battle of the Raptor R versus the T-Rex. Let me know which one sounds better.